In this video, I'd like to discuss subtraction with natural numbers. So in the addition, when we were learning addition, in the addition video, I explained how addition, you can interpret it as movement along a number line, and subtraction, you can also interpret it as movement along the number line. Now let me make a quick comment. It might seem like thinking about addition and subtraction on the number line, it might seem like pointless or unnecessary. Please just take it on faith that later on, when we learn about more complicated stuff, you're going to be glad that you've got your brain used to thinking about addition and subtraction this way. If you notice my number line, I put an arrowhead on the right. Notice I also put it on the left. Okay? What does it mean to have a number line that goes to the left of the zero? Okay? When we investigate that world, that's when we're going to be glad that we thought of addition and subtraction this way. All right? So let's now continue. So let's think about 4 minus 1. So now we're going to move not to the right, but when we subtract a natural number, we're going to move to the left. So I hop to the left, in this case 1, and so I land on the 3, so the answer is 3. If I was to subtract 3, where would I land? Well, let's do 3 hops to the left. 1, 2, 3, so I end up on the 1. All right, so there you go. Now, here's an interesting question for you. Is subtraction commutative? Remember when we talked about the commutative property of addition? All right, so to answer that question, I want you to think about this. Does 4 minus 1, does that equal 1 minus 4? Does 2 minus 0, does that equal 0 minus 2? All right? And the answer is no. That is not true. So notice subtraction, you cannot flip the order. Okay? The order matters. All right? What about associativity? All right, let's think about that next. So if I had, let's say, 3 minus 2 minus 1, all right? Now, let's first combine the first two, okay? And then let's first combine the second and third. So the first one is going to give 1 minus 1, which is 0. Right? There's going to be 2 subtractions. The second version is going to give 3 minus, and then the parenthesis is 1, and that gives 2. So not only is subtraction not commutative, it's also not associative. All right? So keep that in mind. Now I want to talk the same way that I gave you a trick to add up lots of big numbers. I want to now give you a trick to subtract 2 big numbers. You can't do a bunch of subtractions at the same time. You have to, with subtraction, the trick only works with 2 at a time. So something like 313 minus 201. Okay, we line them up, and now instead of moving on the number line, we could do it that way, but that would be tedious, right? What we're going to do is, again, we're going to remove, we're going to lower or do the subtraction for each column separately, okay? And remembering that each column denotes different quantities. So 3 iPhones take away 1 iPhone, that gives 2, okay? The next column, 1 packet of 10, take away 0 packets of 10, that leaves you with 1 packet of 10. And then 3 packets of 100 minus 2 packets of 100, that gives 112. All right? Now let's do something that might be a little more complicated. What if I had 714 minus 287. Okay, now think about the trick we did for addition where we were shuffling some, messing with other columns to help us out. All right, now 4 take away 7, we can't really do that. Okay, however, what if I combine the 4 with one of the packets of 10? Okay, so what I'm going to do, get this, I'm going to steal one of the packets of 10. Okay, so that I'm going to change that 1 to a 0, and now I'm going to change the 4 to a 14. Maybe I'll write a 1 like that. Okay, now 14 minus 7, that's no problem, that gives 7. Okay, now we do the middle columns. Okay, 0 minus 8. Can you see that I have the same problem as before? I can't really do that. However, what if I borrowed one of the packets of 100 from the 7, and so instead of 0 packets of 10, now I have 10 packets of 10. Okay, 10 minus 8 is no problem. Okay, and then 6 minus 2 gives 4, so there you have it. That's how you do subtraction of big numbers conveniently using vertical columns.